Well, Paul, before we look ahead to Carlisle at the weekend, it's 1 year anniversary of your appointment on Friday. Okay. Congratulations. How do you look back on first 12 months with the club?
Mixed, really, obviously. I would much rather be sitting here after promotion on my CV. Thought, like, collectively, and I think I speak for, like, all the staff I brought, really, and I've inherited some unbelievable good ones, but I think we were disappointed that we didn't get at least into the playoffs. That was our ambition, so that felt like a failure, really. And then the process of trying to help, and this is why we were brought in, to try and help to bring a culture to the football club and to try and repair wounds and to try and have the long-term health of the football club at heart, which obviously is sometimes hard because, you know, everyone wants instant success. I understand that. And then obviously start of this season, you know, it could have been better, could have been worse. If we win our game in hand, we're 3 points off the top. So it's such a disaster. But but I've really enjoyed it. There's no disputing I've enjoyed it. I don't like losing, but in fairness, if I was the manager of Kings Lynn, which will definitely be my destiny, as you well know, hopefully, if I'm the manager of Kings Lynn in a few years' time and I lose a game, I'll still be devastated. I don't enjoy losing. We're not in it dedicating our lives and every waking, thinking minute to not win football games. So, but yeah, really enjoyed it. It's been a real honour, obviously. And hopefully it will continue to. So I enjoy being part of this process. And like I said when we first came in, that this club will always one day get to the very best, get to the very top league again. And if we've played a part in that, I'd like to play a big part in that. But if we play a part in that, great. So I've really enjoyed it. It's gone really quick. Hopefully there's better things to come.
You mentioned Tuesday in one of the previous answers. Yeah. People may say, it was the EFL trophy, but it's still it's competitive competition still.
Yeah.
Is it encouraging that there's plenty of signs that you can take from that?
Yeah. I mean, I respect every competition. I want to win in every single game. So in the way that I left the training field today not over the moon because we didn't train very well, it was the same. I left the stadium on Tuesday night feeling great because I thought the lads played well. Lincoln still had chances. I understand it wasn't Lincoln's strongest team, nor was it ours, but there's some really good things. I just think it's nice to have Tom Barkhuizen back. It's nice to have Sibbs back. Nice to have Kane Wilson back and fit. It was nice to give Sonny a game. It was nice to see Cash on the other side in case that happens. So there was a lot of positive signs that I liked. So, I appreciate if it was a pre-season game, you come away from it thinking, right, what do I know about my players? What have I learnt about these? So there's 2 or 3 clips I've shown the lads today. There was some brilliant play from Tyrese, and then there's, I need you to get in the box, mate, because in fairness, you've done brilliant there. If you get in the box, you might get yourself a goal. So there's always learning to be had in games, irrelevant of the score. And like I've said loads of times, we try and drive performances. We try and drive, like, this set piece, like, we look frail here. This is the reason we look frail. So, so I was really pleased with a lot of energy. We covered a lot of distance, which is good, and there was a lot of ball in play. And generally, I thought we just showed a bit more confidence on the ball. Look, you've got to play better teams, you've got to play worse teams, but you still have to have an identity and a bit of confidence when you're out there. And I thought the lads and the subs that came on all showed that. So that I was really proud of that.
Is it nice then that it was an opportunity for players and you're coming away encouraged and it's given you sort of food for thought when it comes to selection this week? Yeah,
it does. It obviously makes problems or makes more decisions possibly, and every manager will tell you they want choices and options, and which is true, but it just adds to the length of your day. But yeah, you want the team to win every week. You want the team to win on Saturday, and then you want to be able to think that if you play, let's say I'm playing 4-4-2, and I can start Saturday, and I can start with potentially Waggy on the left, Tom on the right, and I know that I can replace them and put Kane on the right, or Nat on the right, or Sibbs on the left. That's what you want, and that's what these games enable you to do, to get other lads up to speed, and set standards, which puts pressure on the lads that, in inverted commas, are in front of them, to keep their standards up. So that's what I am pleased about, that I know that the starting 11 that we pick will be the best team that we think can win that game to start it. But I also know in the back of my mind, right, Bofta, I've got him at 60 minutes that will come on and probably change the game in our favour, even greater, hopefully. So that's what it gives you. The EFL games give you that opportunity to get people ready. And, right, that was good. You can see you in a first team environment with a little bit of pressure. Right, I can trust you to do this, this and this. And that's why I enjoy the games and enjoy winning the games.
3 games unbeaten, Paul.
Yeah, no, we're on a decent bit of... Not just a decent run of results, but I thought last week was probably our best footballing performance as well. I thought some of the things we did were excellent. Really, I thought we showed real good control against the side in Lincoln City, who are a good side. Let's not forget that they came into it on the back of a couple of really strong results, particularly at home. And I thought our level of performance was very good. I thought we showed real good desire. We showed composure on the ball in the right areas, and on another day we maybe could have got 3 points. So a lot of positives to take into this next one for us, and hopefully we can go and show what we're all about in that one.
Against a good side, are you surprised that they're mid-table with the squad that they've got?
No, because it's very early. It's still early on in the season. I still think they're finding their feet a little bit. It's probably fair to say they've had injuries and they've lost some players who are sort of key to how they want to play and how the manager wants to play. It's a tough game. It's going to be a tough game for us, but it's a game that I think we should really go and grab hold of by the scruff of the neck. I've highlighted to the players where I think we can cause them problems, and it really is about how we go about it, how we work, how we press, how we deal with the football when we get it, and then how we make those decisions when it comes to the final third and how clinical we can be. And I think if we can do what we did last week and be even more clinical, I think we've got every opportunity to go and win this game.
They've got experience, the likes of Wago, and they've got youth as well. It's a blend that they're still trying to find their way at the moment.
Yeah, well, a club like Derby County, you would expect them to have a blend of experience and youth, because they're a fantastic football club, Derby County. You know, I've had experience of it as a player and as an assistant there. So they're a good football club, and if I'm going to be honest, a football club that probably shouldn't be in this league. But they're here for a reason. They're here because of whether it's, financial difficulties or irregularities, whatever you want to call it. They're here for that reason. They found it tough to get out of the league last year. We've got to make it really tough this weekend. I want to see Derby County do well in the long run, but I certainly don't want it this weekend. I want us to go and show what we're all about in front of a wonderful home support. We've got to make sure that we go and perform, and we respect them for what they are, but also not respect them too much. Go and get right in the faces, go and make it a horrible afternoon for them, and hopefully come away with the points.
Does it make a difference, Paul, when it's a club that you've got strong ties with? And I think it's fair to say with Derby County, player and coaching, you had some really good bonds and relationships with staff, players, fans, whatever.
It doesn't make it any difficult for me, no, not at all, not this weekend. There's only one thing in my mind, I've got a lot of people who are coming to the game who are Derby County fans, who are friends of mine. I want to win. It's as simple as that. I want this to be our day, and we've had 3 decent ones, 2 draws on the road, a good victory at home. We need to go and win again, and if we can win again, then those 2 away points will be really, really important. And you can look at Derby County and think they're one of the biggest teams, if not the biggest in the league. We can go level on points for them if we can win, and that's what we need to just be thinking about. Forget about what the football club is. Forget about how many supporters they're going to bring. I know we'll have more than them, and we've got to make sure in terms of the players we've got more than their players on the day.
Brilliant to have 250 people in the room who are here to celebrate with us. Celebrate the great work of our staff, our participants, and our partners. And it's you just got to walk around the room. It's just a real buzzy, great atmosphere. We know how integrated we are, and we know how we work on a day-to-day basis. And clearly, supporters can see that from a distance. But for people to be here tonight and to be able to go and sit and talk to David or to the manager, it's brilliant. The staff work tirelessly, you know, they work unsociable hours, they work all over the county, you know, delivering a whole raft of programmes, and they're so passionate about that, and they're so passionate about wanting to deliver outstanding outcomes for our participants. So a night like tonight where we can shine a light on, you know, the journey that people come on our programmes and achieve, but more importantly is around the great work that the staff do, you know, kind of unsung heroes behind the scenes that people maybe don't see Monday to Friday.
It's amazing when you hear some of the stories and you meet some of the people. It's actually quite humbling, really, because you think about the number of people who volunteer, give up their own time, do things for free. There's some amazing people in there. I feel a bit of a fraud, actually, because you realise how many people. I mean, firstly, as a community trust, I mean, I think I'm at my 7th or 8th club now working as a manager and assistant. I've never seen a community trust have such an effect, not just on a football club, but on an area. So when you actually are watching some of the videos and you're hearing about the work that gets done, you feel a bit of a fraud, really, that you turn up and, you know, coach a few players and try and obviously get them to win here on a Saturday afternoon, and then you see so many people who, you know, have difficult times, and how many positivity in terms of people's lives that have been changed through this. You actually come away thinking, blimey, I don't really have much of an effect at all, really, and there's some, like I say, some very special people.
Don't look at it and think, I can't do that, or they won't have anything for me, because we will do. And, you know, they will enjoy it, you know, whether it's walking football, whether it's coming to knit and natter, whether it's coming for a community meal, whether it's coming to do boxercise in one of the concourses on a cold Tuesday night. You know, we've got programmes that cater for everyone, you know, and everyone at every level, whether that's a fitness level, an education level. So challenges, come and ask a question, you know, because what we want to do is we want to engage people, and we've got the capacity to do that. We've got the skills and the enthusiasm of the staff, so come and get involved.
We're very proud when we watch the videos and we see the lads turning up in the afternoon or giving up their evenings, or, you know, coming and working in the community trust restaurants and things like that. And you realise then how big an effect that they have, you know, and you have a bigger realisation of how big the badge is, really. You know, if you know, the people who go and work in schools, or they go and work in volunteer aspects of it, when they've got that Derby County badge on, it puts smiles on people's faces, it makes them feel like they're part of it, and we will definitely be taking the message back of, look, when you are requested or asked about going and doing some work for the community trust, you know, take it seriously, it's important, but like, more importantly, you see how many people's life it changes.
Tom, minutes into the legs in the last 2 games, how nice is it to be back?
Yeah, good, I think. It's obviously very frustrating when you're injured, and it's an important part of the season, really. So I like to play a bit of catch-up, but, you know, nothing beats playing games, and thankfully I've managed to be involved in the last 2.
Talk to me about missing those opening weeks and the pre-season as well. How much impact does that have on leaving you catching up, like you say?
Probably depends on how you look at it. I've had to work, you know, obviously pretty hard. I think physically it's not so bad. Obviously, I know the gaffer's mentioned, like, mentally it's not very good. Yeah, that was obviously quite tough, and I think because you know how important it is missing pre-season and things like that, you know, you constantly got that in the back of your mind, and yeah, it's nice to be back in the full swing of things. I think I've been back for about a month now. So yeah, I'm probably not 100%, but you know, getting 80 minutes or so the other night, and I think like 40 at the weekend. Obviously played in the 21s game midweek as well. You know, it's gradually getting there, and yeah, I think that's probably the advantage of having more games. The lads who haven't been playing or who haven't been available, you know, they can pick up minutes here and there, and thankfully we've done that.
How much more difficult is it to build match sharpness when you've not had those pre-season games to build it in?
Yeah, I think naturally when, you know, a lot of my game is, you know, revolves around, you know, being sharp and making runs in behind and things like that. You know, it's obviously pretty important. You know, the first couple of weeks that I was back, you're kind of trying to settle in and more get miles into your legs. You don't feel sharp at all. But I think the last 2 weeks or so, I've kind of picked that up, and I think I've shown that in the 2 games that I've played that I'm looking pretty sharp. And I think now it's just about maintaining that and, hopefully not picking up any more niggles because, obviously missing so much of the early part of the season. You're always susceptible to potentially picking up something if you're trying too hard or you're, fatiguing quicker than normal. So, yeah, just kind of need to look after myself the best way I can and keep picking up minutes.
Good to mark your return to the starting lineup with a goal on Tuesday night as well?
Yeah, I think it's always nice to score no matter what, whether it's a league game, cup game. I think it's always nice just for confidence as a player and it makes you feel a little bit less stiff. When you come back in after a game when you've scored and we've won. I think it was big for the team, to be honest, to get a win, just because we've been a little bit stop-start and, now we need to kind of stamp our authority on the league and try and pick up a good group of wins going into, potentially the next international break. If not, then, just keep it going as long as we can.
With the season at this level, under people's belts, new faces, again, that have played in this division before and more time working with the coaching staff, do you feel more well-equipped for a promotion charge this season?
Yeah, I think, there's no reason when you look at our dressing room why we shouldn't be in and around it. I think it's all just, application and, you've got to want to work for each other. You've got to want the ball. You've got to want to hit the box and try and score. You've got to, if you makes a mistake, you've got to want to help him out and get back in. They're the basics that really are non-negotiable. There's no reason why you shouldn't be running around, that you shouldn't be trying to win a second ball. You are going to have bad games. I accepted that a long time ago that, there are going to be days when you turn up and you're just miles off it. You haven't got your legs, but there's no reason why you shouldn't be running around and, the manager will take you off. If you're not having a good game, that's fine. But what he won't accept is, us not putting in 100% every time we go onto that pitch. And yeah, obviously watching from the sideline, it's, when results haven't been going our way, it makes you more eager to get back and more desperate to get back because, you want to be on there trying to help your mates and trying to make a difference. And from a personal point of view, hopefully I can do that.